But we'll take a peer down the road to Mount Smart and look at Moana Pasifika. So quite an interesting team here. A lot of changes. Levi Omua, he was Moana Pasifika Player of the Year in 2022, and he's been picked up from the Crusaders. Timothy Tawatawa Nawai, Player of the Year in 2023, and he's been taken by the Highlanders. And both could potentially push for All Blacks considerations. So I don't want to get into our predictions from 2 years back, Joey, when we mentioned that Moana Pasifika was really a sixth New Zealand Super Rugby team in disguise, the whole kind of law debate. But they have taken the two best players from Moana Pasifika, so make of that what you will. On a positive note, I will say some really good pickups. So Sione Havili from the Crusaders, he looks promising. Probably couldn't get a crack in the Crusaders with their logjam in the back row as well. And James Lay, who I mentioned earlier, he's left the Blues to try his luck with the Moana Pasifika team. And Julian Savia, another guy, maybe past his best, but he's decided to chuck his lot in with Moana Pasifika. They've got a host of young players, but they did finish last in 2023 with only one win. So Moana Pasifika, made any thoughts there? What are you making of them?
I think it's good that they've added a ton of experience there with obviously the coaching side of things, Tana Umanga, Whaolongo Tana Umanga, also Julian Savia. I think it's quite good at the end of his career that he's still going, but obviously this time with Moana Pasifika, as things didn't go as planned with the Canes, I'm guessing. And he has a great opportunity to break the record, try-scoring record, as the number one try scorer of all time in Super Rugby. He's got one left to either tie that or beat it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to him getting that record this season, or getting the opportunity to get that record. Obviously, their experience, him and Tana, will obviously be there alongside Christian Leali'ifano and Sikope Kepu. So it's time for those four, especially, to really let their experience shine through to those other players around them, and bring out that untapped talent that Moana Pasifika have. There were also some key losses in Moana Pasifika with Timothy, like you said, Levi Amua, Levy, or whatever you want to call him. But it'll be interesting to see how he goes over there at the Satyrs. But yeah, I think they've got a squad there that has some really good fringe players that are known as fringe players that weren't given the opportunity in other franchises, but they do have this opportunity here at Moana Pasifika to shine, because they're given these spots now to really make the jersey their own. So, and I'm talking about guys like D'Angelo Lewila, who I'm a fan of, Jonathan Taumataine. You've got Lalomilo, who's another exciting player with ball in hand. You've got who else was there? There was what's his name? Sione Havili in the loose forwards. You've got some really good players there in the forwards and the backs. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on, how they gel together this season.
Yep. Yeah, good thoughts there. The back row I really like too. And I think I've talked a lot about the back row so far, but Motunga, Alamanda Motunga, he's good. Miracle,
that's another one.
He was probably the find for them last year. Sione Havili, who I talked about, and Funaki, so there's some guns there and some depth. So that's an area I think they might be able to compete in. They finished last, so I don't think they're going to finish last. But yeah, I don't know if they're going to finish sort of higher than 10th. I think they're still going to be in the bottom three. Did you want to touch on that whole
Yeah.
Or more, the two best players, player of the years, both being snatched up from other teams, or did you want to leave that one?
Oh yeah. So that's quite it's quite sad, but it's also great for those players that they get to progress their careers with well-established franchises. We all saw it coming. We when they first put this team together, this franchise together, we knew this was going to happen. People told us, no, it's not, and here we are. Right? It's happened. So
Right.
don't want to say I told you so to all the naysayers from 2 years ago, but look, it's happened, and there's nothing really we can do about it. They've moved on. They've been signed by these other New Zealand rugby franchises, and it is debatable for a lot of people whether it was New Zealand rugby's plan all along. We could see it, right? We could see this happening. We knew it was going to happen. But yeah, I guess it's make do with what you have and make the most of the opportunities that may arise. So good luck to Moana Pasifika and good luck to those two guys who've moved on.
Yeah, nice there. I think when we were talking about it way back when the whole debate about who was going to get in, which Pacific team was going to get in, I think we talked about, well, this is going back, but maybe 20 odd years ago, they had the Pacific Islanders team. And I remember the two players that really stood out was Sivivatu and Sione Lawaki for the Pacific Islanders. They played against the All Blacks and the South Africans in that. And I thought, well, that might be good for Pacific Rugby. That's how they presented it at the start. This Pacific Islanders team is a team that's there to promote Pacific players and give them more opportunities, blah, blah, blah. And those two best players, Sivivatu and Lawaki, they were in the All Blacks, 2-3 months after that. So, sort of a bit of a, full circle. A couple of best players being snapped up as well, which is unfortunate because you think Tawa Nawai and Levi Moore, they weren't wanted by the five franchises at the start. So they really only got their opportunity in Super Rugby because there was that sixth team. And like you said initially, it's a lot of sort of French guys or a lot of guys who had been overlooked by the five franchises at the start, sort of getting an opportunity. And those two, to their credit, have taken it and they've been snapped up. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kick on from here and maybe Moore, especially, I really like. So I think he might have a really good shot at being an All Black in the future. So yep, they're just gonna have to make do with what they got and run with what they got. So hopefully, it'll be interesting to see who the next Player of the Year is this year. What happens with them? Hopefully, it's someone who's already been playing for Samoa or whoever for a bit, so he won't potentially leave. Anything else, mate, for you on Moana Pasifika? Well, before we make a move down to your neck of the woods?
No, mate.
Yeah. Nico Jones, another guy, he had a lot of promise. I remember when we was at St. Peter's, he was the next someone, and he hasn't been able to nail the spot there. I think he's playing in the USA now, so another one of those young guys who just didn't get a shot. But he's still young, fellas. He might make his way back. And I see Lincoln McClutchy, who I quite liked, from first five from Hawke's Bay. It doesn't look like he's been picked up by anyone. I might have to fact check that, but he's no longer in the team, which is a strange one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some big squad changes. I think they've lost 26 guys from last year. So it's almost team on, team off at the moment for them. But see how they go.